on the roof. Why am I on the roof? Because I am. I'm actually like a little slightly concerned that this will break. God, my nose itches, dude. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about like self-consciousness or like self-confidence, I guess. Because I just did the play and some other stuff, and so I'm just kind of thinking about that right now. So I'm actually really self-conscious about several things. One thing is that I have kind of small hands, and another thing is my height. I wish I was a little bit taller. I'm like 5'9". I wish I was like around 6 foot, or you know, I just wish I was, you know, a couple inches taller. It's not like a huge deal. It's not like I'm getting made fun of for being short, really. It's still just like, for me, I wish I just kind of was. I'm not really confident in my ability to do things when there's no reason I believe that I feel like there's no reason that someone should think I'm good at something, or no reason that someone should like something I do, if there's not a reason, like if I haven't done it before and like there's precedent that I'm good at it. So that's like why I don't do acting things very often. I haven't in the past, just recently. I think I started in like maybe October, November. I started those acting classes, and that's kind of really helped me a lot with that, actually. Shout out to Rachel, my acting coach. And that's kind of been tough, honestly, because I just haven't done things when I should have. Self-consciousness is weird because people can tell you that you're good at something and you still don't believe it, you know? Like, people have told me that I'm good at acting or whatever, but I still don't like really believe it that much, or I find a reason why I was good then, but like I wouldn't be good others. I just doubt myself a lot. I'm not trying to like get you to feel bad for me. This isn't a sob story. I'm just saying psychology is really interesting, and it kind of sucks sometimes, but it's also amazing. So yeah, that I've struggled with that. I wrote something last year on myself as a self-conscious person. Here, I'll actually read that, because why not, dude? Okay, yeah, so I wrote this September of 2016. Self-consciousness, though something I would prefer to go through life without, is a large part of my day-to-day. I actually am writing this essay for the third time now, not a third draft, a third entirely different essay. This being for the reason that I have to read this before all of you now, and public embarrassment being one of my fears. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, another teenager with social anxiety, how original. But in my two prior attempts to write about a different subject, I was not confident enough to write with my... Jesus, I can't even speak. I was not confident enough with my work that I would be comfortable with reading it to anyone, let alone the entire class. I tried to write about comedy, as it is probably one of the most important parts of my life, and after hours of attempts and revisions ending in failure, I had a genius thought to talk about one of the main points in my essays about comedy, and that point was my ability to let my fears and self-conscious behaviors melt away when I'm making a joke or something of the sort. It is something that has fascinated me, to be honest, as I am sitting here thinking about how my reading of this essay will go tomorrow. I am assuming that my hands will be shaking, my voice cracking, and I will most likely sound uncertain in everything I am saying, as though I am reading it for the first time, and have never heard any of these words before. But I had been walking the class with someone, I would not even hesitate to say something embarrassing to cause a laugh. Sorry if I'm not reading this very well. I haven't read this in 2 years, obviously, so... Public speaking may be the time when I am most fearful of what others will think, because everyone can make their own opinions and judge collectively, having a much larger impact than just a single person. But I am often nervous when doing anything that others will see. I am, for instance, in film and TV right now as an elective, and for those of you who do not know what that is, we make the announcements and other things, even though all you will see is the announcements. Anyway, we've been making intros for the announcements, and the intro I made is based off the SNL intro. Now that all of you know this and will see me wink at the camera like a sly fox of a guy that I am, you will be looking at it for the intro with all of its big band jazz and low camera quality, for which I can say thankfully that I am not responsible, and judging its quality as though it were a AAA film. The point is to show you there is more than one way in which I can be nervous about the acceptance of my peers. Peer pressure, too, has an impact on self-consciousness in general, as some of us struggle to live up to the popular demand and always changing bandwagon that everyone seems to be a part of. I try to be different from the bandwagon. Again, what a stereotypical teenager thing to do is almost as if trying to be different makes me even more the same, as I struggle to stand out among people who are far smarter, more athletic, and more attractive than I, and do not follow popular trends like dabbing or vaping or whatever other meaningless idea we fill the void in people's lives until something better comes along. I'm not trying to make you think that I am such a rebel or really cool or change your opinion about me in any way with these statements. My only goal is to show you how I am stupidly self-conscious for things I should not be. Another example of this is the fact that I am taking chemistry this year as a junior. Please don't crucify me for having taken honors thinking science freshman year because I have no interest in biology and hoped that by not taking it as a freshman, I could get past it completely. A mistake, obviously, so when my peers talking about the difficulty of the most recent test in AP biology surround me, I would prefer to shrivel up into a ball than withstand their conversation almost ridiculing me for being dumb because I am not in the most advanced class possible. Nobody I know would truthfully act that way, but my self-conscious behavior convinces me that they are. My mental flaw may have negligible effect on your life, but it has drastically changed mine. I cannot tell you how many awkward encounters with other people have been scarred into my brain, never letting me forget that one time I tripped backwards in my chair in the 4th grade with Mackenzie bursting out, I should probably bleep her name out, bursting out laughing from my mistake. I am still working to overcome my self-consciousness, but until then, I remain the person before you, a shaky, red-faced idiot rushing to finish this essay so that I can go sit down and not speak for the rest of the hour. So I wrote that 2 years ago. I was pretty proud of that one. Like I said, it was true in that was the 3rd time that I'd been writing, and we had to write like a personal thing or something like that. I'd written 2, and I didn't like them because we had to read them to the class, and I really didn't think that they were good, so I didn't want to have to share them, so I wrote another one. I was like thinking in the shower, you stand like this in the shower, and then you like come up with an idea and you're like, oh. That's like what you do when you think of an idea in the shower. That's what happens. But so I mentioned how like comedy helps me kind of get past my self-consciousness, because if I'm doing something to make someone laugh, I really don't think about how whatever I'm doing might be embarrassing for me. On stage, like I would not have been good on stage at all had it been something serious, because I would have been nervous that I was gonna mess up. Because it was comedy, I could get past all of my like thoughts that it wasn't good or thoughts that I was embarrassing myself, and you know, I was just less nervous because it was telling a joke instead of something. I don't know. And I guess I haven't really acted in like a ton of serious things, so that was my first stage thing in a long time. I don't know, like comedy helps me a lot in that way. I don't want to become a comedian, obviously. Performing on stage is really difficult for me, and one of the reasons that I'm actually making these videos that I haven't really talked about is to get better at talking in front of the camera, because a lot of the time I'm really nervous and I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, so I stutter. It's bad. So I'm always way more comfortable when I'm with someone and I can talk to them and like ping ideas off them instead of having to just talk to this camera, because it's genuinely just like a one-sided conversation. It's really weird. It's like you're having a conversation with another human being, except they never reply. So you're just kind of sitting there by yourself, and then it's really weird. That's not really how a conversation goes. So yeah, self-consciousness sucks a lot. It's a thing that a lot of people have. I'm not expecting that my experience has been much different than most people's. I really hate it. I want to get better at like controlling that and feel less self-conscious about myself, because like part of these videos has been good so that like I can't be like, oh, this is a bad video, I'm just not going to do one, because I'm doing one every day, which is why I force myself to do one every day. It's not even just for like, because I heard a thing the other day, I'm getting off track, but anyway, I heard a thing the other day that like some runners and stuff like that, they had like run every day or something, and they get like so addicted to the like routine of it that they would like travel and not have any clothes, and they'd be running down like New York on like the pavement in dress shoes and a suit. I don't think that this is like that. For me, it's really like I'm forcing myself to get a video out every day, one for practice, but two because I need to accept that sometimes things aren't going to be great, and that's okay, because it's better to be doing something than to be doing nothing. And if I was doing like a bigger project, I wouldn't be okay with it not being great, but in this sort of case, they're not going to all be good, but you got to do them. Am I explaining that? Does that make sense at all? Huh? I have no idea. But it just, it's it's difficult. I'm bad at having serious conversations. I'm bad at having serious conversations with people. I have a lot to say, always, but a lot of the times I won't say it. Or if I say something that's kind of serious, if I'm thinking it, I'll kind of phrase it as a joke or something that could be interpreted as funny, so that it's easier for me to kind of get it out. It's just easier for me to say, and like I just get in my head about stuff all the time, not just about being self-conscious and stuff like that, but other stuff. Because no matter how much I can say that I don't care what people think, it can't be true fully, because I want to go into a profession where it totally relies on people liking something that I do, which I guess is really selfish of me to think that anyone would ever like something that I do. It has to happen for me to actually be successful. That's my thing in self-consciousness. I could probably have more to say, but I'm gonna stop it now because I have stuff to do. Thank you. Bye.